Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my channel. This time I'm here with further topic in the diversity of living organism. As you all know that I have explained about the classification what Whitaker has proposed, that is 5 kingdom classification, that Monera, Protista, fungi, Plantae and Animalia. I have explained about these 3. So in Plantae and Animalia we have to go for subtopics also. Okay, that's why we will go in detail. We have to go in detail for that. So next we'll move on to first kingdom, Plantae. Okay, how the organism, how the plants are divided. Let's see. So in kingdom Plantae, the first level of classification is plant body. Whether the plant body is well differentiated or not, and whether the plant body has distinct components or not, like leaves, shoot system, root system, etc. is proper or not, like that. Okay. Second level of classification in the Plantae kingdom is whether they have special tissue for the transport of water and other substances within it. Okay, whether a plant have vascular tissue or not. In simple words we can say conducting water and other substance means what type of special tissue it needs? It needs vascular tissue. Okay. So now third level of classification in kingdom Plantae is ability to bear seed, whether the seed is enclosed in a fruit, enclosed in fruits, or whether seeds are naked, naked seed, or in fruit. Okay, seeds are naked or seeds are enclosed in the fruit. That's it. Next, here just go to the page number 88 in your reader and observe the table 7.11, classification of the plants. Okay, so plants, I've already told that these are classified on the basis of first whether they are differentiated body or not. In the not undifferentiated or undefined body, only Thallophyta comes, only this Thallophyta comes in it. Okay, it is the simplest form of plants. So next here, differentiated plant body, what will come? Other all, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Gymnosperm and Angiosperm. Okay, and these are having well differentiated plant body but without vascular tissue is only Bryophyta. So next second division is Bryophyta, and with vascular tissue again remaining 3. Okay, so with vascular tissue what comes? That is Pteridophyta, Gymnosperm and Angiosperm again. So which do not bear seed, whether they bear seed or do not bear seed. Yeah, right. So it comes here Pteridophyta which do not bear any seeds, and bearing seed but whether it is enclosed in a fruit or naked, it depends again Gymnosperm and Angiosperm. So Angiosperm is the most advanced type of plant. So in the Angiosperm also again we are dividing into subdivision, that is dicots and monocots, means whether they have 2 seeds cotyledon or have only 1 seed cotyledon. Having 2 seeds cotyledon is dicots and having only 1 seed cotyledon is monocot. Okay. Here we'll move on to first division of the plant kingdom, that is Thallophyta. Thallophyta commonly called as algae. These are commonly called as algae, and it is the simplest form of plant, very simple form of plant, simplest plant you can say, and mainly it is aquatic, mainly aquatic plant, mostly we are finding it in water. Okay, plant body is not differentiated into shoot, leaves, etc. Just observe the figure 7.5 in your book, just have a look here. See these all. Okay, 7.5 Thallophyta algae. This Chara, Ulua, Spirogyra, Eulothrix and Cladophora. All these are thallophytes. Okay, so just we will see Just we'll go through where we are finding Ulothrix. Ulothrix is a green algae. Generally, these are found in like fresh water and marine water also sometimes. And here this Cladophora. Cladophora is also in green algae, and it is found both in marine water and fresh water. Okay. Next is Ulua. It is also called as sea lettuce. It is also green in color, and this Ulua found growing on the rocky shores of the sea. Mostly found growing on the rocky shores of the seas, this Ulua. Okay, and in the rocky shores of the seas and ocean, like that. Okay, next one is what? Spirogyra. Spirogyra is mostly found in fresh water. Okay, and this one is Chara. Just have a look. It look like branch, but it is not differentiated plant body. It doesn't have like this is stem, this is leaf, nothing like that. Okay, this Chara is also found in fresh water, and it is mostly submerged shallow water will be there, no, underground water. That type of water it will be found. Chara are found mostly. Okay, and in the ponds, lakes, etc. Okay, floating in the ponds, lakes, and some running underwater means stream, running stream also we can find Chara. Okay, just whenever you see these areas, no, just try to observe these type of thallophytes. Okay, just go through it. Inshallah, you'll see that. Next division of the plant kingdom is Bryophyta. Bryophyta is also called as amphibians of the plant kingdom. Why? You know, amphibia means living both on land and in water. Living both on land plus water. That's why it is called as Bryophyta is called as amphibians of the plant kingdom. Here the plant body is differentiated in stem and leaf-like structure. Not exactly leaf, but leaf-like structures, and they don't have any specialized tissue for the conduction, no vascular tissue we can say, and they are considered as the first true plant. Thallophyta was just like a plant body type, no? So this was Bryophyta was the first one to be considered as the true plant. Next, for examples, we will move on to figure 7.6. Okay, it is in your book. See here, page number 86. Have a look. This is Riccia. Okay, Riccia, Marchantia and Funaria. Okay, so these Riccia are where we are finding this Riccia is like mostly floating in ponds and in forest and thick area like thick mud or underwater, like they form a thick mat like structure. This Riccia, they are forming the thick mat like structure on the water surface, and like it look like bright green color mat. Okay, on the water surface, if you see any mat like structure, no, they are mostly Riccia. So next one is Marchantia. Marchantia is found in moist clay type soil and silty water. Silty means like between sand and clay type water. Okay, silty soil, sorry, between sandy and not exactly sandy soil, not exactly clayey soil. It is a silty soil. Okay, and also found in the recently burned land. Okay, means which land has been burned recently. On these type of land we can find Marchantia. And this Funaria found mostly on the moist, shady and damp forest. Okay, damp soil also we can say. On the walls, it is also called as mosses. During rainy season you might have seen on walls, etc. Okay, and crevices of the rocks, etc. These are found in the crevices of the rocks and walls during rainy season, moist, shady soil and damp soil. Okay, this type of area, Funaria, are found. Okay, so next we will move on to Pteridophyta. That is the third division in the plant kingdom. Pteridophyta is first evolved plant on the earth. Means whatever the Pteridophyta, whatever the previous plants were there, no, that thallophytes and bryophytes, that are not like that much, that are like primitive, not advanced type. This Pteridophyta is a little bit advanced one, and as it is believed that the life begins in the ocean and slowly evolved and adapted to the dry land, among the plants this Pteridophyta was the first to be found on the land. So that's why it is called as first evolved plant. We know that Thallophyta is found in most aquatic, like it is water plant, and amphibians means found both in land and water. So this was the first to found only on land. Okay, so first to truly living on land, first plant truly living on land, and it has this sporangium also. So here plant body is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Okay, and plant body have a specialized tissue for the conduction of water and minerals. Okay, for the conduction of water and for the conductor of mineral and food. Okay, we can say xylem and phloem can be found. And here spores develop into sporangia. Sporangia are found here. Okay, seeds are not there, but spores are found. So from the sporangia new plants will arise. Okay, next we'll move on to figure 7.6, that is on your page number 787. Okay, just have a look. Figure 7.7, Pteridophyta. Okay, here examples are Marsilia and fern. These Marsilia, these are mostly found in the shallow and still water. Still means which not moving. Okay, and seasonally wet habitat like swamp, rivers, etc. we are finding Marsilia. Okay, on walls also sometimes we can find this. And this one fern. Fern, these are found in the like shaded damp forest, and sometimes they grow in well, and sometimes they grow in the rocky habitat also. So in mostly in wells, if you are living in area where the wells are there, open well, you have observed this fern inside the well. Just have observed thoroughly how the plant is. Okay, here the plant is differentiated into leaves, stem and root also, but very simple plant, like advanced, still little bit simple. Okay, so next we will move on to gymnosperm. Before moving on to the gymnosperm, I just want to clear one thing here. See, these thallophytes, bryophytes and pteridophytes, they do not have any seed. Naked embryo, these are called as spores. Okay, they are primitive types of plants. So here the reproductive organ is inconspicuous or unnoticeable. We cannot understand, we cannot clarify where is the reproductive organs of the plant. Like in higher plant we can observe the flower, right, bright in color, like that, like this. Okay, so therefore these are called as cryptogams because hidden reproductive organs. So the plant with hidden reproductive organs are called cryptogam. Okay, so plant with well differentiated reproductive organs and reproductive tissue we can say, which makes the seeds are called as phanerogams. These phanerogams. Okay, so phanerogams and cryptogams. Cryptogams means it includes Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta, and phanerogams include advanced plant which is gymnosperm and angiosperm. So here we have gymnosperm and angiosperm with naked seed, that is gymnosperm, and with seeds enclosed in a fruit, that is angiosperm. So here seeds are formed after the reproductive process, right? Seeds are formed after the reproductive process, and seed consists of embryo and it stores the food. It stores food. Okay, it stores food and helps in initial growth of the embryo. These seeds only help in the initial growth of the embryo during germination. Just remember these things. Okay, about phanerogams. In the phanerogams, it is an advanced type of plant. Seeds are formed after the reproductive process, and seeds consist of embryo which stores the food, and these seeds help in the initial growth of the embryo during the germination. Okay, and reproductive organ here are well developed. Just remember these things. So we'll So in gymnosperms and angiosperm, together I'll explain. Just have a look. Gymnosperms, this gymno and sperms, it is made up of two Greek words. Gymno means naked and sperma means seeds. So here seeds are naked. Okay, just remember these things. I'll explain whatever the remaining topic part is there. And just have a look at figure 7.8, that is here. Okay, gymnosperms, Pinus and Cycas they have given here. So cycas, these cycas are mostly found in the tropical forest and seasonally dry forest and well-drained environment, etc. This is the very ancient type of plant, an evergreen plant. This pinus, okay, this is a pinus. It is also found in the well-drained and sandy soil, humid climate, and sometime in rocky habitat also, on highlands, and sometime in boggy area. Boggy area means what, you know? In boggy area means like which is too wet or muddy soil. Okay, in the boggy area it is found. Pinus is found. Okay, marshy soil like that. And one more example is deodar also for this. Next, last most advanced type of plant division is, that is angiosperm. Okay, angiosperm, it is also made up of two Greek words, that is angio and sperma. Angio means covered and seed means sperma means seed. Just to clear your confusion, just remember this, gymno, G comes open, naked, gymno, naked. Okay, G is open. Now here see, G is closed and D is covered before, after the A and N. So angio means covered, gymno means open. Okay, just clarify your doubt if you have get confused in gymnosperm and angiosperm. Never get confused again. Angio closed, gymno open. Okay, so here seeds develop inside an organ called fruit. It's a flowering plant, though that gymnosperm was not a flowering plant. Plant embryos in the seeds have cotyledons, like are also called as seed leaves. So firstly, just go through the differentiation between gymnosperm and angiosperm. So here the seeds are naked in the gymnosperm, and in angiosperm seeds are covered in fruit. Okay. Second point is non-flowering plant, gymnosperm, and angiosperm is flowering plant. Third point, life cycle of the gymnosperm is evergreen. Evergreen plant it is. Okay. And or also we can call it perennial. Evergreen means perennial, and angiosperms here life cycle is seasonal. Okay. Like they may die sooner. So now here next point is gymnosperm they have softwood, and angiosperm they have hardwood. Example cycas and pinus, and here example coconut palm and mango tree. So in angiosperm, depending on the whether the seed have two cotyledons or one cotyledon, we will just go through this. So seed leaves or cotyledon means what? Means because in many cases they have the green parts of these seeds. Why this cotyledon is called as seed leaves? Because in many cases what does they do? They become the green part of the plant. These cotyledons are becoming the green part of the plants. That's why it is called as seed leaves. So based on the seed leaves or cotyledons, if there is one cotyledon, that is termed as monocotyledon plant or monocots or monocotyledonous plant. Okay. For example, monocotyledon, the plant with fibrous root like onion, okay, like onion, garlic, etc. And for dicotyledon, when the plant is when the seed is having two cotyledon, and it will termed as dicotyledonous seed and dicot plant. And dicot plant example is mango tree, you can say, okay, which have the tap root. This must have the tap root, and leaves must be reticulated. Okay, in the monocot and dicot. We will learn the differentiation between the monocots and dicots some next time whenever it comes. Okay. So just clarify your doubt about the cotyledon. It is called as seed leaves because in many cases they become the green part of the plant. Okay, when the seed germinate, these cotyledon or seed leaves are becoming the green part of the plant. That's it represent the pre-design of the plant in the seed only, seed itself. Within the seed itself, we can understand the which part will become seed leaves. Okay. So that's it for today. Inshallah, we will continue about Animalia and its phylum. Inshallah. So Allah Hafiz for today. Don't forget to subscribe.